Elizabeth Franz was not the kind of celebrity who chased loud fame or flashing headlines. Instead, she built something far more lasting: respect. Respect from audiences, from fellow actors, and from the theater world that knew her as a woman of rare depth, discipline, and emotional truth. Elizabeth Franz was born in the United States, growing up with a quiet passion for storytelling and performance. From an early age, she showed an unusual sensitivity to human emotion. While many actors are drawn to applause, Elizabeth was drawn to meaning. She wanted to understand people, their pain, their silence, their strength, and bring that understanding to the stage. Her journey into acting was not about shortcuts. She trained seriously, studying classical theater and stage performance, where discipline matters more than glamour. This foundation shaped her entire career. Elizabeth believed that acting was not about pretending, but about revealing truth, sometimes uncomfortable, sometimes heartbreaking, but always honest. She found her true home in theater, especially on Broadway. On stage, Elizabeth Franz became a force. She had the rare ability to command attention without raising her voice. Her performances were known for their emotional precision: every pause, every look, every word carefully lived, not just spoken. Her most celebrated achievement came when she won the Tony Award, one of the highest honors in theater. This was not just a personal victory. It was recognition of decades of dedication to the craft. Critics praised her for her authenticity, calling her performances quietly devastating and deeply human. But Elizabeth Franz never allowed awards to define her. Those who worked with her often said she was humble, focused, and deeply respectful of everyone on set or backstage, from fellow actors to crew members. She believed theater was a shared responsibility, not a spotlight for one person alone. Beyond Broadway, Elizabeth also worked in film and television. While she was not always in leading roles, she brought the same seriousness to every character she played. She believed there were no small roles, only honest or dishonest performances. And Elizabeth Franz always chose honesty. One of her greatest strengths was her ability to portray strong women without exaggeration. Her characters did not shout to be powerful, they were powerful because they were real. She portrayed mothers, professionals, conflicted individuals, people wrestling with life rather than performing for it. Off stage, Elizabeth was known as a mentor. Younger actors often spoke about how generous she was with advice and encouragement. She never spoke down to others, never made newcomers feel small. Instead, she reminded them that patience and dedication mattered more than instant success. Elizabeth Franz also valued privacy. Unlike many public figures, she kept her personal life away from media attention. This was a conscious choice. She believed her work should speak for her, not headlines or gossip. That quiet dignity became part of her identity. As the years passed, Elizabeth continued working, even when roles became fewer. She never complained. She understood the rhythm of an acting life, the seasons of visibility, and the seasons of silence. And in both, she remained grounded. In her later years, Elizabeth faced health challenges. While details were kept private out of respect, it is known that she battled illness with the same grace that defined her career. She did not seek sympathy. She faced her condition quietly, surrounded by loved ones. Elizabeth Franz passed away after complications related to illness. Her death was peaceful, and those close to her described it as calm and dignified, much like the way she lived. There were no dramatic public statements, no spectacle. Just a quiet farewell to a woman who gave her life to truth in art. When news of her passing spread, tributes came from across the theater community. Fellow actors, directors, and critics remembered her as a true actor's actor. Someone who elevated every production she was part of, simply by being present. Her legacy is not measured by fame, but by influence. Elizabeth Franz showed the world that success does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers and still lasts forever. She taught us that art can be gentle and powerful at the same time. That kindness and professionalism can exist together. And that a life dedicated to craft, integrity, and respect leaves a mark far deeper than popularity ever could. Elizabeth Franz may no longer walk the stage, but her spirit remains in every performance that values honesty over noise, depth over display, and humanity above all else. She will be remembered, not just as an award-winning actress, but as a woman who honored her craft and the people around her with quiet excellence. Diane Ladd was not just an actress. She was a survivor, a fighter, and a woman whose life story was as powerful as the characters she played on screen. Born on November 29, 1935, in Meridian, Mississippi, Diane Ladd grew up in a world far removed from Hollywood glamour. Her mother was an actress, and her father worked as a veterinarian, giving Diane an early understanding of both creativity and responsibility. From a young age, she learned that talent alone was not enough, strength and perseverance mattered just as much. Her journey into acting was not easy. Diane faced rejection, setbacks, and long periods without recognition. In the early years of her career, Hollywood did not know where to place her. She was too strong to be ignored, too real to be molded into stereotypes. But Diane never tried to fit in. She chose to stand out. Everything changed in the 1970s, when she delivered a breakthrough performance in Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Her role earned her an Academy Award nomination, and suddenly the industry began to recognize what she had always been, a remarkable actress with emotional depth and fearless honesty. This success continued with more Oscar nominations, making her a three-time Academy Award nominee. Diane Ladd became known for portraying women who were tough, vulnerable, loving, and deeply human, all at the same time. She had a rare gift. She made flawed characters feel real rather than dramatic. Television audiences around the world came to know her through the hit series Alice, where she brought warmth and humor into millions of homes. Her presence felt familiar, like someone you knew in real life, a friend, a neighbor, a mother figure. Behind the scenes, Diane's life was marked by personal struggles that shaped her strength. She endured painful relationships, professional disappointments, and devastating losses. Yet one of the greatest challenges she faced was as a mother. Her daughter, Laura Dern, was born prematurely and faced serious health complications early in life. Doctors doubted her survival. Diane refused to accept that fate. She fought relentlessly, advocating for her child with a determination that defined her character. Laura survived, and went on to become an Academy Award-winning actress herself. Diane later said that motherhood was her greatest role, greater than any performance. Diane Ladd and Laura Dern eventually shared the screen together, a rare and emotional achievement that symbolized not only artistic talent, but generational resilience. Their bond became one of Hollywood's most admired mother-daughter relationships. As an actress, Diane never softened her truth. She spoke openly about ageism in Hollywood, refusing to disappear quietly as roles for older women became fewer. Instead, she continued working, writing, and advocating for women to be seen, heard, and valued at every stage of life. In her later years, Diane focused more on personal growth, spirituality, and writing. She published books that reflected her life philosophy, about healing, forgiveness, and inner strength. She believed that pain, when faced honestly, could become wisdom. Diane Ladd passed away in 2025, at the age of 92, due to complications from pneumonia. Her passing was peaceful, surrounded by love, marking the end of a long and meaningful life. News of her death brought an outpouring of tributes from across the film industry. Fellow actors remembered her as fearless and kind. Audiences remembered her as someone who made them feel understood. Diane Ladd's legacy is not just found in awards or film credits. It lives in the courage she showed, on screen and off. In the way she stood up for herself. In the way she fought for her child. In the way she refused to be invisible. She taught us that strength does not always look loud or aggressive. Sometimes, it looks like endurance. Like compassion. Like refusing to give up when life tries to break you. Diane Ladd lived fully, loved deeply, and left behind a legacy of truth, resilience, and grace. She may be gone, but her spirit continues, in her work, in her daughter, and in every woman who dares to live honestly and fearlessly. Paul Van Gorkum was a man whose voice and presence became part of childhood memories for generations. He was not just an actor, he was a storyteller who lived across decades of theater, television, and animation, leaving behind warmth, laughter, and a deep cultural legacy. Paul Van Gorkum was born on January 3, 1934, in Frankfurt, Germany. Shortly after his birth, his family moved to the Netherlands, where Paul would grow up and eventually become one of the country's most recognizable and beloved performers. His connection with the stage began incredibly early. As a child, Paul performed in theater productions, discovering a natural comfort in front of an audience. While most children were still finding their way, Paul already understood something important: that performance was about connection, not attention. As he grew older, Paul devoted himself fully to theater. He became known for his discipline, reliability, and love for live performance. For decades, he worked on stage, performing in classical plays, comedies, and musicals. Theater was his foundation, and even as television fame arrived, he never turned his back on the stage. Paul Van Gorkum later became a household name through Dutch television, especially children's programming. He reached iconic status with his role as Baron van Nijmegen in the legendary series Bassie Adriaan. For many viewers, he wasn't just a character, he was part of their childhood. But Paul's most globally recognized contribution came through his voice. He became the Dutch voice of Gargamel in The Smurfs. His performance gave the villain a unique blend of humor, frustration, and personality. Even when audiences couldn't see him, they knew him instantly. Voice acting suited Paul perfectly. He understood timing, emotion, and rhythm. He knew how to express character through tone alone. His voice became timeless, proof that sometimes the most powerful performances are the ones we hear, not see. Despite his success, Paul Van Gorkum remained humble. Colleagues often described him as kind, patient, and deeply professional. He treated younger actors with respect and encouraged them to value longevity over instant fame. As the years passed, Paul continued working well into old age. While many retire, he remained creatively active, choosing projects that brought joy rather than pressure. His love for acting never faded, it simply matured. In recognition of his extraordinary contributions, Paul received Lifetime Achievement Awards, honoring a career that spanned more than 7 decades. These honors reflected not just popularity, but consistency, dedication, and cultural impact. In his later years, Paul faced health challenges associated with age. He gradually stepped back from public life, choosing peace and privacy. On September 13, 2025, Paul Van Gorkum passed away, at the age of 91. His death marked the end of an era in Dutch entertainment. Tributes poured in from fans, actors, and cultural institutions. Many spoke about how his work shaped their childhoods, their love for theater, and their appreciation for storytelling. Paul Van Gorkum's legacy is not loud or dramatic. It is gentle and lasting, woven into memories, laughter, and familiar voices from the past. His performances continue to live on, replayed and remembered across generations. He showed us that a successful career is not built overnight, but over a lifetime. That dedication matters. That kindness matters. And that stories, when told with heart, never truly fade. Paul van Gorkum may have taken his final bow, but the curtain never fully closes on a life that gave so much joy. His voice remains. His characters remain. And his legacy will always remain.